Hey, Team Beautifully Polished. I think I'm live. I'm still not used to this whole new live setup here. I think I'm live. I'm going to wait till I see somebody hop on. Um, hmm. Oh, there we go. Let's see. As soon as I see somebody there, then I know I'm good. If you're there, just make a comment or a heart or something. Just not used to this new live thing. Okay. All right, so Susan, I think you're in because I got a message. Okay, all right. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I get those visual aura migraine things. They last like 20 minutes. It's kind of weird, like to the dot, and then they disappear. So I just can't see when I have them. So thank you for being patient and giving me a few extra minutes to get ready so I could actually see you guys doing this. So welcome to our fourth week of quarantine. I think that's where we're at about. We're almost about 1 month since it was really March 16th for us in Michigan before the day before St. Patrick's Day when things started kind of shutting down. So we're all hanging in there pretty well, it seems like, from people I've talked to. So I think we all kind of ebb and flow at how things are going. Some people, are kind of mellowing out more and stuff now. But our business is still going strong, which is super exciting. I'm sure you guys saw the fun vote we get to take. If you are newer to Color Street, of course, you didn't have any of those polishes, so you get to pick one that you just really love. For those of you who have been here and went through some of those, I'm sure you have some of your favorites. Rose Garden and Sakura Festival are two of my faves. I would love to see those back. I actually have one Sakura Festival still I've been hanging on to. So, yeah, so that'll be fun. Make sure you engage your customers, put it in your VIP page, let them take a vote. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, Throwback Thursdays will come back. So engage. This is a great engagement post to do in your VIP group. So let's talk about making conversations with customers, kind of while you're showing the nails, while you're putting the polish on. So when you talk with people, especially if it's a first time, if you're at a nail bar, a vending event, you get one first impression, right? I don't care what people say. I'd love to say we don't judge people, but you do. You get a first impression, which makes a difference on how people are going to respond to you. So you get that one first impression with them to talk about Color Street and to make an impact on them. So try to make it the best you can, the best first impression, the best message about Color Street that you can, because you might get 30 seconds, you might get 5 minutes, you might get 30 minutes. In 30 minutes, you can maybe make a new impression. But if you have that 10-second quick little meet with them or even a minute, you don't have a lot of time. So make the most out of that time. So I want to kind of talk about 6 different kind of key factors to talk about to think about when you're making conversations with someone about Color Street. Number one is you want to be building your rapport, your relationship with that person. So that's something you're doing throughout the conversation. Number two, you want to uncover any type of like aspirations or things they would love to see about their polish or troubles they're having. Are they going to the salon and spending a whole lot of money? Can they not go to the salon right now? Would they love to be able to spend more time with their kids and not have to be at the salon? That might be an aspiration for them. So you're trying to uncover any of that type of thing of how you can help them. Making your impact clear is number 3 of what can we do for you? You want to spend less time in the salon? Guess what? We can do that for you because you can do this at home. If you want to spend less money or you can't get to the salon right now, guess what? We can help you do it at home. So make your impact clear. Paint a picture of what their new reality is. Oh my gosh, imagine with all that time on your hands. You're going to have more time to play games with your kids. You're going to have more time to do homework, to do Zoom classes with your kids right now. Your nails, you're tired of spending all that money and time at the salon. Well, my gosh, that new reality, think about the money you're saving at the nail salon. Maybe you can go get a massage. Maybe you can buy extra clothes this month. So painting a picture of what their new reality looks like from Color Street is something great to do. Um, then you also want to balance when you're talking to them about kind of like if they're giving you feedback, you don't want to make everything seem like roses, right? I mean, you want to have a good balance between what Color Street can do for them and how we can kind of advocate Color Street, but giving them the honest truth as well, and building a foundation of trust. You want them to trust you. So these are kind of the 6 things that we're looking at when we're making conversation. So what does that mean? All right, so we're going to walk through kind of a vending event, a in-home event, and an online event. Obviously, right now we are strictly online, but you know what? We're going to be back in the vending and the in-home party world. So we're going to go through all 3. So let's start with that vending event. Someone walks by. For me, these are such easy conversations to make. If someone walks by, you know they're at a vending event to shop. So it's really easy. So they walk by my table. The way I usually start up a conversation is I say, have you heard of Color Street? I've been saying that since the first day. The first day, no one heard of it. Now, yeah, people have heard of it. But if they're looking at your booth, if they're looking at your nails or trying to figure out what you have, it's a real easy opener. So, oh, have you heard of Color Street? Then if they have, oh my gosh, that's so great. What do you think? Have you worn it? I mean, what's your favorite? Who's your stylist? That can lead to a whole lot of questions. If they say no, great too. That leads to, oh my gosh, come on over. I'd love to tell you about it. And that's when you can go into more about the polish. So either way, they're 100% nail polish. They go on in minutes. Would you like to try a sample? I have a free sample here. So it's a very easy conversation to strike up. And you're going to get many people go, no, 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 or they put their heads down. It's always funny. They're at a vending event to shop, but they put their head down and they don't want to look and connect eyes with you because then they're stuck to having to go into your booth. So, then I could tell you more about vending too and how to position yourself, but that's for a whole nother time to be able to get people to be able to come and shop, because some people do get intimidated by that, like set eye contact one-on-one. Okay. So as I'm ready to sample that person at the vending event, what do I say? I'm trying to figure out what they currently do with their nails. So what do you do with your nails right now? And they tell me. So that is where I'm listening, right? I'm going to listen to any troubles they have or something they would like, aspire to in their nail process, right? That's where they may say, oh my gosh, I go to the salon, or, oh, I don't do anything. I don't have time. That's where you're listening and you're going to pick up on what they say. So you can have that in your conversation with them. They're usually going to tell you if they're happy with their current plan. Oh my gosh, I go to the salon, but I don't like spending all that money. Or I go to the salon, I love it. It's my way, getting away from the kids. It's great. So if they're not happy with it, awesome. Color Street's a perfect answer. If they are happy with it, no big deal. I'm still going to show them the polish because this still can make great gifts, which I can talk about to them. It still can be an alternative if they're getting their nails done in between fills. It could still give them a really fancy set if they were going to a special event. So I don't care if they get their nails done. I'm still going to put that sample on them and see what happens from it. So if they're tired of the time it takes, again, let's say they give you that excuse. That's where you're working on, let's say, that painting the new reality. Oh my gosh, could you imagine doing these in the car on the way to, the wedding that you were going to? I can imagine your house. You have 3 kids, they're crazy, they're running around. The last thing you do is your nails. Imagine doing them while your husband's driving to the event you're going to. Think of all the time you could save by doing this at home and not scheduling that appointment at the salon. Think of all the money you could save. What would you do with that extra money if you weren't going to the salon? So again, these are different things, conversations you're making as you're talking to them, opening up your Tuesday. I just try to keep that conversation going as I'm going through the process. One of the things I talked about was kind of balancing like any concerns they have without like getting in their face. So this is where your listening really has to come in. You want to validate them for what they say, whatever they're saying about the process they don't like. You know what? I don't like spending all that money. I totally understand. Or I don't like to do my nails. Yeah, I get that. I never used to do my nails before Color Street either. It was never a priority to me because it just took too long. I can totally understand that. Let them finish their sentences, let them finish their thoughts. And then you want to find that balance of telling them what Color Street to have to offer them, but not saying, oh my gosh, this is the end all be all and like throwing it in their face, right? So you're listening to what they currently do. Oh gosh, you don't have a lot of time. Well, let me tell you, I could probably save you a lot of time if you tried Color Street, because you can do them right at home and you don't have to make that nail appointment. But again, you're not telling them, basically just don't get in their face about it, right? You're giving them an answer, but you're being just, hey, this could really be a great answer for you without making them feel bad about what they're doing. So use your Color Street expertise. We are all experts in this business as far as we know what it can do for our nails and time and all this stuff, right? Building trust, such an important element, you guys. I believe that I'm an honest person. Sometimes, like, I probably shouldn't be as honest as I am about certain things, right? But I am. So to me, I'm going to tell them some of the things. Yeah, I think solids can be a little bit harder to apply. So I may tell them that, if they like to wear solid polish, I'm going to say, you know what, our glitters I feel are the easiest to apply for new people. If you try a solid, let me tell you some tips to try. And I just kind of tell them how sometimes you have to smooth it a little bit extra. I always say knead it. It's almost like you need the ends of the fingers. I feel that shimmer solids are a little bit easier to apply than our cream solids. If you're going to use a solid, I would probably put a top coat on there because I just feel like sometimes a solid might show a little bit more wearing at the tip quicker than a glitter would. And that way you can just double protect your nails from the top coat we already have in it. So I'm being honest. I'm telling them this stuff. I tell them one big important thing to know is our polish. It's like spilling a bottle of nail polish. So know what you're going to do with your nail polish when you're ready to open up a package. Don't open it and then go to the grocery store and come back because it's going to dry up. So know what you're going to do. And if you want to do it with a friend because it only takes you one strip to do all your nails, that's great. Do a friend's nails too. So I believe by kind of telling them these tips, I'm not blowing so much smoke at them like every single thing is absolutely perfect. I'm not saying negatives about our product at all, but I'm also showing them solutions to different things that I've learned along the way, which I believe helps them trust me and say, oh, wow, she's really told me this. So I just feel the more honest you are, then the better off the relationship is. Okay. So as I'm getting the sample out, I'll tell you kind of the spiel I go through and what I say to people. Again, as soon as they come over, I'm making conversations with them. I am asking them what they're doing there. I'm asking if they work there, if they're working the event. I'm trying to find out anything I can about them and then what they do with their nails. All those little things, if I did an event at a state fair, so I got quite a few people who were working, let's say, with the animals. So I was asking them about how they were doing with the judging of the animals, things like that. If it's around the holidays, who are you shopping for? All that just basic conversation is real important as I'm getting that sample up. Then I get it, and here's kind of what I say to them. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you to try this. Wait till you see it. It's pretty mind blowing. And hopefully I've already found out what they already do with their nails in the conversation when they came over. Okay, so when you put on Color Street, I want you to start with clean hands. Make sure you wash them with soap and water before applying to make sure you get any grease or oil off. Each set comes with a nail prep pad. I just wipe all my fingers once again real quick to make sure, even with soap and water, just to make sure I get everything off of them. Each set comes with 2 strips of 8. The side with the tab is slightly larger than the other side. Some are more rounded, some are more square. So this is the reason. So we have 2 sets. We have 8 strips, 2 of each size. I know that's more fingers than you have, but that allows for all the different sizes and shapes of all the different people out there. Because if we only offered 10, we surely wouldn't be able to fit everybody. So that's why you'll have some extras left over. That's really just to make sure we can fit everybody. So what I do is I hold it up to my finger to be able to find which strip is the best one for my nail set. I've been doing it long enough that I just know which ones, and I show them the set. I guess I could have a set up for you guys, huh? I show it to them and I say, I know that this is my pinky, this is my big toe, this is my thumb, this is my middle finger, these are my teeny tiny toes, and these are my other fingers and toes in between. And that's what I'll show them with a set. I usually keep one set like this sitting out so they can see it through the packaging. When you're trying to choose, if you're kind of in between sizes, if you're not sure, make sure you try the tab side to the other side to see which one fits a little bit better. And some sets even can be a little bit different. So I make sure I hold it up. And if I'm between sizes, I'm always going to go with the bigger one than the smaller one. It's not going to stick to your skin, so I can easily get it off my skin after the polish is 100% dry. And I'd rather have that than a line to make it look like it's a sticker and I didn't get it to the end of my nail. Once I find the right size, I then peel the purple or whatever color it is at the time, the purple clear off, and then I take the silver and I peel it back. So I place it just above my cuticle. Don't go over your cuticle because then it's going to tend to pull up. And I'm smoothing it. And I work with my thumb. My thumb is my tool. Make sure you don't rip. I start in one corner. I push back behind all the way across. I'm literally searing it with my thumb. I'm not ripping it. If you rip it, it could go into the polish on your finger. You want to make sure you're pressing behind there to sear it. And that's it. And the polish is dry to the touch. So we call it kind of like 95% dry. So in about 30 minutes, it's going to be fully dry. So in this next 30 minutes, just make sure you don't get your hands wet. Don't put lotion on them. We don't want any moisture to get between the polish and your finger right now. You can carry on regular things. You can type on your typewriter. You can grab stuff. I wouldn't do anything where you could compromise the tip of the nail for about 30 minutes. So don't go garden in the garden or don't go do dishes. Basically, I can get you out of the things you don't want to do, all those jobs, for about 30 minutes. And after that, you're kind of stuck with doing them again. I like to make a joke at that part. When you do it, start with your pinkies and with your thumbs. Your thumb is your tool. And if you start with your thumb, then as you're pushing it, you're going to end up pushing that polish back. Like I said, your tips are what could be compromised within those first 30 minutes. So just make sure you leave your thumbs, for the end. And that's it. It's really easy. And, it's 100% nail polish. We have the base, the paint, and the top coat all in one. Like I told them before, but I may tell them again right now if I hadn't told them, make sure you know what you are going to do with the nail polish when you open it. It is 100% nail polish. It will dry up. So again, don't open this pack. It's fine like this, but don't cut this open and have it exposed to the air. As soon as it's exposed to air, it will slowly dry out. So within an hour, it's not even going to be the same polish as it was an hour before that. So know what you're going to do. Be ready for you and a friend to do your nails together. We have tons of styles. We have glitters. We have solids. We have multi-glitters. We have glitter patterns. We have patterns. We have French. We have petites. We have pedicures. We have holiday sets. We have clears, that overlays that can go over. We have just so many different types. Our Frenches are $14, buy one, get one free, and all the rest are buy three, get one free. So they're priced $11 to $13. What styles do you think you would like to wear? All right. So I just went through all of that as I'm applying the sample. I talk quick. I can get that done while I'm talking through a sample, believe it or not, and as I'm working with them. All of this helped with what? Product conviction, helped with building that relationship and that rapport. So hopefully they're trusting me as I'm telling them all this stuff. It helped me paint a picture of the cost of what it is, how easy it is to go on, the little bit of time, and all I did was explain it to them, right? So now it's time for me to kind of figure out that trouble, like if they're having troubles, what their process is, what they could aspire to have with our product. So I'm hoping that I've already talked about what they've done with their nails. If I know it's a time thing, I can emphasize time during that. Look how quick and easy this was. I do this everywhere. I do it in the car. I do it in the airplane. I do it at the coffee shop. I've done it 5 minutes before an event. I mean, I do it everywhere. So if time, you can work that in. If you know it's a cost factor, then it's so much, costs so much less than going to the salon. I can get this, as you're putting on, for me, this is a mani and a pedi that I can put on for $12. And when I do the buy three, get one, it's about $10. So I know when I go to the salon, I definitely cannot get it for that price. So again, work that in. You've already found out what they're doing with their nails. Or if they're not doing their nails at all, why don't they do their nails? Is it a cost? Is it time? Is it they don't care? It's never been, like I said, it was never a priority to me. I know some people from the beginning of time love to do their nails. It's something they don't ever go without. It just wasn't really a priority to me. Even if I was going to a nice event, I may do it, but if I didn't do it, But then once I started doing my nails with Color Street, I really realized how many people actually look at my nails. And now I don't like to leave the house without my nails done, because I really realized how much I love being able to look at my nails and how much it makes me feel good because I can see them. I can't see my hair and makeup, but I can always see my nails. So I was the person who didn't always find pleasure in my nails that I do now. So that could be something you work in, and that really is my story. So if it's not your story, don't share that. But you could say, I know people who. So I know it sounds like a ton of information that I'm saying, but again, you can do it in that time you're sampling. If other people come over, they can come in and kind of be listening to you do it at the same time if you're at an event. So that is how I kind of go through all those steps at a vending event. Now let's talk about a party, because a party could be a little bit different depending when you're sampling. Are you sampling? This is so weird because I don't get comments and stuff, so I have no idea if you guys are commenting or anything. So if you are, I'm sorry if I'm not responding, but the new format, like nothing shows up to me. Okay, so let's talk about at a party. If you're sampling as they walk in, you might be having some one-on-one. But at some point, you're probably getting everybody together in a large group to tell them about the product, right? So you can touch on a lot of people in this setting. You have more time to work with these people. It's a more intimate setting. So it can have some benefits to a vending event. A vending event, you get that quick those seconds, boom, you're done. So what did you do in that conversation to make you be the person they're going to come back to? They may buy from you that day, and that's great. But ideally, you want them to buy from you more than just that day. So you want to build that relationship so they go back to that vendor that they had at grandma's church. Because there's Color Street vendors at every event now, pretty much, right? We know that. So why are they coming back to you? So you have just this much time to make an impact with them. So your impact there, and then your follow-up is huge for vending events. Nail bars, you have more time to work with them, more time to build up rapport and relationships and get to know them. Oh, and at vending events, I make sure any conversation I have with them, I'm writing it down on that slip, because when I do follow up with them, I want to remember, did they show a pig at the state fair? Did they come in first place? If there was something about them that I can describe their clothing or what they look like or something, mom with 4 little kids who, was really stressed out, who we talked about, blah, blah, blah. I write anything to try to trigger me, to bring me back to that person for when I do follow up. So that's real important to do, to be taking notes, especially at vending events, because they all will run together. I don't care if you think I'm going to remember this person. To just remember them by name is really hard. Remembering them with name with some notes is a totally different thing. And nail bars can be the same. Even if you have 10 people and you think I'm going to remember every conversation, you guys, we see a lot of people. So take notes on those slips too. Don't take notes if you're giving them the copy. Obviously you're taking notes after you give them the back copy, right? Okay, so this more intimate environment, you may be telling the whole group all at once about the product. So you're kind of going through these steps with them. Some of them you might have been doing on their own, like the building relationships as they're coming in. If you might be sampling some of them, you're making conversation, you're showing them, you're going to be repetitive. If you're doing a sample on everybody, giving them all those steps one after another. Sometimes when I am sampling them individually, I still try to get the other ones when they first come in to kind of pay attention, and then I'll sample the other ones. So I don't have to go through the same spiel, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for every guest in the party before the party starts. Other times, just depending how it's working, I may not get to everybody sampling before the party, and I'm doing the presentation in the big group, and I'll go around and sample after. I try not to sample during the presentation because I feel like I have a hard time getting them back to me. So I try to sample before. Those I don't get before, I try to come back to after. So, you know, when you're making that conversation, again, you're telling them all the same types of things. You're finding out who they are. It's no different in the conversation. You're doing all those same steps. You're building a relationship. You're trying to you're getting them to trust you. You're giving them a solution to what they already do. Same exact steps, but now you're doing it probably, like I said, in a large group. So no matter what, I don't care if you're in a party, in a group, that trust and that building relationships and painting the picture of what they can do. Again, you want them to see themselves with how this can benefit them. So where are they with this new lifestyle change? Where are they going to be? Are they going to be sitting out in their lake house, staring at the lake that morning, putting on their polish instead of having to drive into town for their nails? Are they hidden in their bedroom, putting their nails on while their kids are in the other room? Paint that picture. You want them to see themselves. So whatever you need to do to get themselves to see themselves, that is what you want, because then they see it being real. All right. So you are giving them the solution to what they need and helping them visualize it. Okay. So let's talk about our status we are right now, which is online parties. All the same things, you guys. It's going to be the same type of stuff. So you're either reaching out to people individually and you're starting with as simple as, hey, I don't know if you've noticed, the past couple of years on my Facebook, I've been selling Color Street. Have you heard of it? Have you tried it yet? Start with that. And if they say no, then you can go into, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. You could give them a quick little why. I hadn't done my nails before and someone put this on me. It was so easy. I fell in love with having pretty painted nails. I would love to be able to share a free sample with you. And, what are you doing with your nails currently? Again, you're going through the same conversation. It might be through text, might be a phone call, might be a messenger. You're not going to give the whole telling them how to put it on because you're not one-on-one. That would be a little bit, you're not putting it on them, but you can give them the tips. You can send them tips. You can send them a quick video that's showing them all those tips and stuff. Let me send you a great video that shows you how easy this is to do. And then I'll get, your sample in the mail. Lives. I think lives are great, whether you're in a party, on your Facebook group. That's where you can do so much of this for everybody watching. That's where you can give your why to build that relationship because you can't really, the one thing you're missing the hardest part about all the steps I talked about is to find out what they're currently doing, because they have to be able to tell you. So maybe you're making a post or in your live, you're saying, tell me what you currently do with your nails, drop a GIF if you go to the salon or you do them at home or you don't do them. Or some people write when they get here, hey, roll call, tell me what you're doing with your nails. And they have a picture of naked, polish, or salon. That's a way to find out what they're doing so you can get that. Other than that, you're not going to get it from a live because you're talking to them. They're not talking back to you. Or a party, if you don't ask, they're probably not going to tell you. So make sure you can get that from them in order to be able to help them see what they want to see, what they need to see. So if you have done a roll call or, hey, just checking in, what do you do with your nails? And they've posted, you can use some of that information in your live. Use that, you're telling your why, and then you can tell them, oh my gosh, maybe during your live, you're sitting with your glass of wine or you're sitting there watching, having the TV on. Look, you guys, I can have the TV on while I do my nails. Look, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something. I'm going to go work on a craft project as soon as I'm done doing this because I don't have dry time. Maybe you have crayons and markers set out. Hey, I get to help teach my child school while I'm putting nails on. Maybe you're going to have the computer there and say, I get to be my child's teacher right now during quarantine while doing my nail polish. What teacher can say they can do that? You can be fun with it right now because it's how we're getting through this, right? So you can go through all these steps. like I said, the hardest one, make sure you're getting that information back to them so you can use it in your live. Your live, you're showing them the steps. You're building that rapport. You're building a relationship. You're showing them what we can do for you. You could get them. I mean, you could even say, oh my gosh, you guys, imagine yourself during quarantine right now when your whole family's, they're all busy doing their things. You can still be having good nails and getting your nails done. Hey, do your nails with your friends. Get on a Zoom call. You guys can all be putting your polish on together. Get them to see themselves. Think of all the money you guys are saving right now, not going to the salon because you can't get out. I can help you have those good nails, but not have to leave your house and be frustrated that you can't cover up your acrylics. Get them to see themselves. Again, I think lives are important in an online nail bar. I think it helps them see you. It helps them see your personality. It helps you become real to them. And it's real good at building that trust. So if you're comfortable doing them, I know some people who did the pop and party the other day, it wasn't necessarily, I know Amanda talked about it's optional. I'm keeping it in. I think a live is important. So, if you're not comfortable with lives, maybe you want to start getting comfortable with lives, especially right now, so you can build that relationship with these people. So again, it's a great format if you think of those things. Let me just say them one more time, those things to think about while you're making conversations with people. I want you working on building relationships and rapport with them. I want you to uncover like what troubles or what do they aspire from this new type of polish. I want that impact to be clear of what we can do for them. I want you to help paint a picture to them of their new reality. I want you to balance how great our product is, but with also understanding what they're already going through. Don't bash them because they're spending all that money. How could you spend all that money? I can do this for you. I don't think we do that, but balance, I totally understand. That is a lot of money to spend going to the salon all the time. What do you think you could do with that money? Something like that. So balance that out of helping them, but making them not feel bad about what they've been doing. And then again, building that trust. So all of these things, think about what you say to people. You're probably doing a lot of them without even realizing it. But no matter what, through all this, you guys, I can't emphasize enough to you, one of the biggest and most important things in my book is to be genuine. Be who you are through all of this. Be genuine, smile, listen, and engage with them. People talk right now, especially. I had to make some calls for a church yesterday, and some of these people are home alone without any family. They just want to talk. They just want to be heard. So a lot of people, they come to you, they just want to be heard. So make sure you're listening. It's our jobs to be listeners and to offer them this great solution. So engage with them, be honest, make conversations, fill their buckets with compliments. All of these things are so important. And that little bucket filling goes a long, long way. And you never know. They could be your next sale. They could be your next party. They may not wear it, but they may give it to the next person who becomes your next stylist or your next hostess. The gift of a referral, just because they don't want to wear it doesn't mean that they're not going to give it your name to somebody else. All right. So impressions matter. First impressions are huge, you guys. So make the most of your first impression and make great conversations with people. So right now, making them through Facebook is the way it's at. So just make sure you're keeping up with those conversations with people and making them feel just as connected as they are when they're in person with you. Okay? So thanks again, you guys, for understanding. I wish I could see comments or anything. I don't know. If I haven't figured something out with these lives, let me know, because I just can't figure out where we see anything. Yeah, I get nothing. I get nothing over on the side. It says I can write a comment, but I get nothing from you guys. So that's what I have for you guys. Don't forget, I know there's different behind the scenes groups going on depending which team you're on. So if you have new people, send those to the behind the scenes groups tonight. We also have training with Kristen Toma at 8 o'clock for graphics. So those of you who want to learn the basics of graphics, she's using Canva. So hop onto that tonight at 8. And everybody have a super day. And I will see hopefully many of you on Friday night at 7 for our leader Q&A. Fill out the sheet for that too. If you have any questions you want the leaders to answer about your business, about are you stumped somewhere, you want some new tips, you want new ideas. So fill out that survey or that questionnaire that I post in Beautifully Polished, so we have some guidance of what types of info you guys want. All right, have a great day, everybody.